Smile and breathe deeply, boys and girls. This is Frank Vaccaro from Dragonflow Yoga, and today we're going to do a mini tutorial on the Kip Up or Kick Up. So before we start any jumping around, there's 3 yoga poses I want to focus on for the Kip Up. It's the forward pose, it's the candle pose, and it's the back bend, right? So I'm going to explain why we're going to work on these 3 poses. So forward pose, basically what you want to do is build as much flexibility as possible and lower down, right? So common mistakes in forward pose is that people start lowering down from their shoulders and they collapse their chest. You're not going to build the flexibility in the back of the leg. What you want to do is really lengthen, push the shoulders back, and bow down from the abdomen, keeping the back as straight as possible. And then once you have enough bend, you find a natural curvature in the spine. Now, why do you want to practice forward bends for the Kip Up? Because once you're here, essentially, if your legs aren't back enough, you won't be able to build the momentum to jump and kip yourself up, right? So try and build flexibility. This is one of the first things I would do to get the Kip Up. Now, the second pose I would practice is Sarangasana or candle pose. And so why would I practice this pose? Because it's the middle pose into the Kip Up. You're going to end up here. It's very dynamic and you're not going to stay here long, but you might as well work the muscles in the legs and try staying here for, I don't know, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, or as long as possible. So candle pose. Now, the next pose, and this is the third pose, is a back bridge. Now, I don't want to get into the back bridge right away, so we're going to do some short bridges, right? So you can stay here statically for 30, 40 seconds, or you can practice it dynamically for a count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Once you've mastered this, you can do wrestler's bridge or head bridge by just pushing your head like this. You could stay here 30 to 45 seconds. Once you feel you've mastered this, boom, you come into a back bridge. Now, why do you need a flexible back and why do you want to master the back bridge? Because when you're kipping, at the beginning, you're going to do stuff like this and fall over. So you want to make sure that you have a nice flexible back, it's nice and warmed up, and so that if you do fall, you don't hurt yourself or you don't hurt yourself as much. So please, forward bend, candle pose, and bridge pose. Now, the next pose I like practicing for the Kip Up is standard get up. I'm not going to do too many for this video, we're only going to do 3, okay? So for the get up, I want you to bring the legs all the way back, and then as you can see, we come into candle pose even for just an instant, and boom, you get up. Lower down, get up, and try and tense your hands on the way up. It'll make you come up faster, right? Lower down, and get back up. Now, another form of get up I like to do is with weights or a weight bar, right? So you bring the hands back. This will help keep the tension in the hands and fingers. You come, you lift, boom. Now, this weight bar is only 6 pounds, but you can do it with as much weight as possible. And so it'll make it harder at first, but once you get rid of the weight, you're going to be able to get up much faster, and it'll significantly help your Kip Up. The next exercise I really like to help get into the Kip Up is Aikido rolls, right? So Aikido rolls, what you basically do is you come basically in the starting of the Kip Up, but you bring the left leg back and you come to standing. You come all the way back down as if we were doing in the get up, and you do the opposite leg, opposite knee. We're just going to do 2 more, so lower, tuck the left leg, and come up. And lower, tuck the right leg, and come up. Let me give you a front view of the Aikido roll-up. So, you lower, land on your butt, left-footed, and come up. You lower, right foot back, and come up. Now, for beginners, if this is too hard, you can just do a keto roll up to your knee, and I'll show you. We'll just do 4, okay? So you come, tuck the knee, tuck the left leg into the right knee, and come to your knee. Again, fingers are tight, arms are tight. You lower back, and opposite leg. Do it 2 more times. Boom. Engage the abs. And boom. Keep one thing in mind. When doing the Aikido stuff, try and use tatami floors, which is very soft floors, or you can use a Pilates mat. Very important. I forgot to emphasize it earlier, and I'm glad I got to mention it. So Pilates mat is about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch, and it'll absorb most of the shock for the Aikido rolls. And also what's important is when you're practicing your first Kip Ups, you're gonna fall. Like 90% chance you're gonna fall. So make sure you have a soft mat not to hurt your back. And so I'll show you what I mean by falling. At the beginning, this was what my Kip Up looked like. Right? If you fall straight on the floor, that's gonna hurt. So practice your first couple of Kip Ups on the mat. Once you master the Kip Up though, you wanna get rid of the floor, you wanna get rid of the mat so that you land on a solid foundation. I'll show you a full Kip Up on this, and then I'll show you a Kip Up on the floor. Plant the hands, bring the legs all the way back. Now, timing is everything, so you don't want to just jerk your feet up from here. You want to wait, you want to really bring your legs like a pendulum and squirt them up, and then boom, land on your feet. It's very important that you ground the hands, boom. There's your Kip Up. So since we were able to do it on the soft mat, we're going to try it on the floor. But please, when you're starting, use the soft mat. So, full Kip Up on the floor. Bring your legs back. Again, squirt your legs up, get as much momentum as possible, and plant the hands. Jerk it forward, and there's the Kip Up. Let me give you a frontal view. Come back, plant the hands, and jerk yourself forward. And boom. We have the Kip Up. This is a bonus round, 1-arm Kip Up attempt. Not bad.